Hey love, so welcome or welcome back to my channel. It is Katisar, and today I want to talk about a very important topic that I feel every single person can truly benefit from, and it is how to start your self-love journey. So a lot of us have at some point in time sat with ourselves and realized that we could feel better about our relationship with self. Like, it's not where we want it to be, and that is completely normal. And there's many reasons why it may not be there, and there's many steps you can take to improve your relationship with self, which in turn I feel improves the quality of your life, because you're with yourself all the time. And if you're not cool with this person that you be with all the time, then it's like obviously you won't have as great of a time in your daily life. So just by improving that relationship with self, I think so many things can open up. You can have better relationships with others because you see yourself in a different way, so you allow different levels of treatment because you know your worth, you treat yourself in the ways that you deserve, etc. So it can really go into so many areas of our life, just treating ourselves with love and really feeling the love as well. So I'd say the first step in really starting your self-love journey is starting with shadow work. So deconstructing the limiting beliefs or feelings that have been keeping you from loving yourself, or at least loving yourself fully. So a common example of this could be the limiting belief, I'm not worthy of love. There's many ways that one could have been shown this or taught this throughout their life or in their childhood, that they're not worthy based off how other people treat them. So then they internalize that idea that they are not worthy. Another limiting belief or maybe feeling that may be holding one back is the feeling of not liking yourself. Feeling like, I don't like myself, so how could I love myself, you know? And that is definitely part of the self-love journey of learning to like yourself, and then in turn learning to really love yourself. So that could definitely be an idea or feeling holding you back. So I'd say really journal about it. If you haven't watched my shadow work video, you can watch it right up here. But journal about it, write some journaling prompts that can get you to really dive deeper into that topic and really think, where did this feeling or thought originate? And yeah, first getting down to the bottom of what caused it. And then now that you know, flip the script, flip the narrative. So that brings me into my second point, which is replace your limiting belief or thought with a positive affirmation about yourself. So if you felt like you're not worthy of love, say, I am so worthy of love. I'm worthy because I am divine. I'm worthy because I'm alive. Like, you literally don't need a specific reason why, because we're all divine, therefore we're all worthy, period. We want to make sure we're not saying things like, I'm worthy because I'm kind, because that is a characteristic or trait that can be fleeting and not necessarily define us. Like, one trait doesn't necessarily define us. And through saying that the reason why we're worthy of something is because of a physical characteristic or personality trait, that's basically saying that we need something tangible to prove our worthiness, but really we're just worthy, period. We don't need no reason. The reason is because I'm alive and I'm divine. So be sure to keep that in mind as you're doing your affirmations. And to go to my other example, if you felt like you just don't like yourself, really start making a list of all the things that are really cool about yourself, or all the things that other people may like about yourself, or all the traits about yourself that are resilient, or anything like that. And you'll find out, you'll come up with a longer list than you may have thought, and you can really sit with that and be like, wow, I'm pretty awesome, you know? So the third step is really treat yourself with love and care. So I want you to think about a list of things that make you feel good, and that when you do it, you feel thankful to yourself. So this could be taking a long hot shower in the nighttime instead of a quick one in the morning. It could be creating or making a delicious meal for yourself on a regular basis, giving yourself massages, creating a morning routine, making tea, etc. Just things that when you do it, you feel really good, and you also feel like, I'm really glad I did that. Like, thank you, self, you know? And actually thank yourself. Like, thank you. I appreciate you doing this for me. Like, you don't have to say it that way, but just have that gratitude for yourself, and that can help strengthen your self-love, because you really feel like, wow, myself really cares about me. I love you. So as you do more things that you'd be grateful to yourself for, your relationship with yourself will naturally improve, just as it would if someone else did kind things consistently for you. You naturally feel better towards them. You have a more loving feeling towards them because they're so kind to you. So the same thing can be said about ourselves. When we do kind things for ourselves, we may feel a lot better about ourselves. It's like you're proving to yourself that you care about yourself through these acts. Our relationships with ourselves can easily be bad or not where we want them to be if we say rude things to ourselves, if we don't do things that actually make us feel good and instead put our time into things that don't make us feel good, or if we don't do what we say we're gonna do. These type of things can decline our relationship with self. The fourth thing you can do is build your trust in yourself. So this goes into what I just mentioned of doing things you said you were gonna do. So incorporate that new daily practice that you've been saying you're gonna do for a while, or that you've been wanting to do, or that you've been seeing someone else do and kind of wishing that you were like them. Like, wow, she does XYZ every day, I wish I would do that. Well, do it. If that's something that you've had in your head of something you want to do, then do that. If you say you want to start eating your dinner earlier every day, then do it. If you want to practice yoga every day, then do that. Also, be consistent in doing things that make you feel good. So that consistency will really build that trust in yourself, because you know you're reliable. You know that you will continue to do it for yourself. It's not just a one and done thing or a sporadic occurrence. It's something you consistently do because you're committed. And that goes into really just commit yourself to doing the things that you love and the things that make you feel good, all because you love yourself. Let that be the motivation. Like, I love myself, therefore I'm gonna do this daily practice that makes my spirit feel awesome, or I'm gonna incorporate this daily eating habit that makes my body feel great, or whatever it may be. And the fifth and last thing that I would say to start incorporating to improve your self-love journey is to do things that your future self will thank you for. So it may be hard now, but they're things that you know are best for you. So this could be getting up at an earlier time every day. It could be creating a new meal plan, a new way that you eat. It could be working out or working on your goals. But whatever it is that may be a little difficult to start or even continue, you want to really commit yourself to doing that, because you know your future self will thank you. Like, if you were working on a business and that's one of your large goals, then really work on that, even if you have to put in some hard hours or some hard work, because you know that your future self will thank you. Now, I'm not saying do things to a point where you're compromising your wellness, but more so just doing activities that may be hard but are healthy for you and improve your wellness, improve your state of being. For me, an example of this was beginning to wake up earlier. I have a lot more time to do my rising rituals or my morning routine, and it really improves my state of mind, my spirit, and my body, honestly. But when I don't wake up early, I feel a lot more rushed. I feel just less centered. But it's not an easy thing waking up early. It's not waking up at like 7. For me, it's not. But I know that in the morning or in the rising, when my alarm goes off, it's something that I have to wake up to, because even though it's not easy, I committed myself to doing that, because then my future self, even later that day, I thank myself. Or weeks in advance or weeks later, I thank myself for being consistent with something that I knew wasn't easy. And this can even go into like the feeling of laziness, like I don't want to do that, I don't want to do this, I'd rather be on my phone. It's like taking away or ignoring that feeling because you know that instead of being lazy and indulging in that lazy feeling, you're actually acting and doing what you're trying to avoid. So therefore, in the future, you'll be like, dang, I'm so glad that I stopped being lazy and did what I knew I was supposed to be doing. Like, it just makes you feel better about yourself, and it makes you feel like really thankful and grateful to yourself, because it's like, I know that wasn't easy, but I love myself so much that I still did it. Like, that's true love. Like, it wasn't easy, but I still made that sacrifice for myself because I love myself. You know, it's like, not anyone would just sacrifice that for me, but I did. So that is love. I love myself, you know? So it's really things like this, like those acts of self-love towards yourself, that can really improve your love towards yourself, that can really strengthen your relationship with self, all because you are proving to yourself that you love yourself. You're proving to yourself that you care about yourself through incorporating your self-care, through incorporating your healthy eating, or you're working out, or you're working on your goals, or your morning routine, etc. You're really proving that I really love you, so I'm committed to making you feel good, making you happy, clearing out stress, etc. So I really think that's a great step to starting your journey and going pretty darn far in it. These are practices that I'm doing now, and when I tell you now versus like a year or two ago, my self-love has improved drastically. My relationship with myself has improved a whole lot, because I feel so loved by myself, by all the things that I do for myself now. Things in the past that I just said, I don't want to do that, I don't feel like doing that. Or things where I would look at other people doing those things I wanted to do and almost feel worse towards myself, like, dang, you don't love me enough to do this, but they love themselves enough to do it. Almost like that comparison. But it's like, if that's what you want to do, then do it. Don't just be sitting up here watching other people do it and feeling bad that you're not, and then having that diminish your relationship with yourself because you feel bad that you're not doing it for yourself. Do it for yourself, incorporate it, and see how you start to feel about yourself and how it starts to shift, and how you start to have more gratitude and love and acceptance. So I really hope these tips helped you. If they did, comment down below something that stood out to you, or just comment down below anything you'd like to see from me in the future. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, like this video, because that really helps me out a lot. And until next time, peace and love.